She was an artist. She liked to draw pictures. And always smiling. She didn't make our 50th anniversary. However, she wrote to us. And you know, a lot of us came on the bus to school. And by the way, we had the first bus New Haven ever had. Mr. Seaford, Edward Seaford, got it. It had wicker seats, which weren't very comfortable. But he had to get that kind of a bus and then retire it so he could qualify to get a state bus.
Well, anyway, Frances, I remember Frances. She was a very nice person, and
but she was a very quiet, very fine person. Very quiet, but a nice person to have.
He was a real intelligent young man.
Paul Bardecki also went to the one-room schoolhouse where I did. He was, he's got quite a nice job now right in near Washington, D.C. He works for the government. He got into chemistry.
I don't know scholastically where he stood, but as far as I was concerned, he was the smartest one in the whole class. And I joke back and forth that he put me through high school.
Dolores Burgess still lives out there. She was great in typing and a very fine person. She still lives there and she hasn't got together with our group but once. But she's still very active and she keeps in contact with Virginia Borzak. He and a few others came across the name of Rockets for the school logo because we never had one before that. But I think it was New Haven Rockets. And Jim Frink was always ahead that way. He wanted to, in baseball and basketball, he was quite active. Roy Gerard, very fine young man. He played basketball and baseball. He was a good person to have in a class. Bruce Jones, oh, he was a joy to have around. Just made everyone feel up. His father was a janitor. His sister Jackie graduated, I think, a year before us. And he and Danny Kendrick and others always had things going for the school. We would have pep meetings together and stuff like that before basketball and football. Mary Karsh is a very dear friend of mine. She lives in Mount Clemens. Very peppy, very, very fine friend to have. And we get together and have lunch. Roy Kinch is in Armada. He worked in the school system there. And he also worked on, we used to have a newspaper. I forgot the name of it. I might have a few copies. And he worked with it with his friend. He was good in sports. And he was close with Danny Kendrick and Bruce and others. Eleanor Leish was a very outgoing girl, popular. She went from New Haven, from kindergarten up, New Haven High, same school. They had kindergartens down floor, middle school, and then high school upstairs. And I stood up at her wedding, as I did for Mary Karsh's. And she's now married about 55 years to John Cosgrove, and they live up in Traverse City. James Lafergie, lived in Meade. Got to meet him as we were on the, as I said, as we traveled the bus. He was a fine person, really, really nice to talk with, mannerly. Alex Pope, excellent baseball and basketball player. Didn't see him too much. I guess he's one of our deceased people. William Trombley. He was the class president, a very outgoing person. His daughter happened to be in the same sorority with my daughter at Michigan State, which was quite unusual. But Bill was quite a little businessman. He really knew how, he had a lot of contacts. Donna Will is, again, she played instrument. She was in a trio band. They gave a lot of little concerts together. She and I forgot their names now. They call it the Lo Jo Do Trio. Drums, clarinet. Donna played clarinet in the band. That's how I got to know her. And the other girl played the flute, I believe.